The ultimate laptop repairing course. K.A.Rahaman. Table of content. Introduction. The first, basic tools. The second, parts of the laptop. The third, installing operating systems on laptop and netbooks. The fourth, laptop disassembly. The fifth, CD, DVD drive repairing. The sixth, recover lost data from a dead hard drive. The seventh, laptop screen repairing. The eighth, laptop power on problem. The ninth, laptop motherboard component. The 10th, the soldering process. The 11th, motherboard repairing. Okay. Introduction. I wrote this book for people who want to upgrade, repair, maintain and troubleshoot laptop and notebook computers, as well as for those enthusiasts who want to know more about laptops or portable PC hardware in general. No complicated technical theory, fully practical based step-by-step guidebook. It will give you a complete and to the point knowledge on what to do to repair your laptop. It is not that basic that you get bored. Still has a very easy to understand language that all type of people can learn from. Even you don't need any previous technical knowledge to read and understand the book. If you would like to step into laptop repair world, I recommend this book highly. This is a book that goes deeper into the motherboard end of laptop repairing. After reading the book in its entirety, then rereading it a second time, you shall able to repair a bunch of laptop motherboards. This book is written to teach for those people who, the first, technically inclined and want to know how to successfully repair a laptop or notebook computer. The second, who is serious to learn to make his career as a laptop repair technician. The third, individual to know how to repair and maintain his own laptop. This book is a complete guide book to fulfill those requirements. This book was written to allow a better understanding as to how exactly a laptop can fail and how an individual such as yourself can troubleshoot, diagnose, and properly repair the faulty issues that may arise while saving a ton of money rather than sending it to a repair facility or buying new replacement parts. Great for current students enrolled in technology-related courses, as this information is not taught in classes. Please take the time to read this book in its entirety. Then reread it again to ensure you get a clear understanding of all its content. I also recommend that you purchase my first book release entitled World's First Complete Guide to Laptop and Notebook Repair. Suitable for all age groups and learning levels, this book will teach you without all of the technical terms used and will explain step by step in great detail. I will not include all of the arithmetic equations used or the specific details, component schematics. Rather, I will replace those confusing terms with easily understandable replacement terms for your convenience and to allow a better understanding for the beginner or inexperienced technician. Chapter 1. Basic Tools. Introduction. In this chapter, I'm going to discuss about the tools that are needed to a laptop technician. Here I will list the common names of the tools. Then I will give a brief description of that tools, usages relating to laptop repairing. The first, screwdrivers for laptop. This is not the average sized screwdriver, as that would be too large for the tiny screws used on laptops today. This is the micro-sized screwdriver, which can be bought at your local home improvement store. I myself use an all-in-one screwdriver that houses the extra tips inside the screwdriver itself. Then I also use the screwdriver set. From an eyeglass repair kit, you can purchase one from your local auto parts store. In brackets, ask the clerk for assistance in locating one. And you will definitely need the multiple tip pack to allow different sizes for different laptop models. The second mini pliers. I suggest that you buy mini needle-nosed pliers because they are easier to use on the micro-sized components that make up the laptop. The pliers I use are 3 inches long. I find that the normal sized pliers are way too big and do not reach into certain areas that the mini can. The third, scissors. Yeah, scissors. We need scissors. The smaller, the better when obtaining your scissors. I use hair cutting scissors because they are small and the cutting tips are thin and narrow. The fourth. The fourth. Electrical tape. This is used to wrap cables and wires, and used to secure or flatten wire or cable tracks on or in the laptop. I try not to use this on wire or cable wrapping if possible, because I have found that over time the tape will slowly unravel and can become sticky on the outside. The fifth. Shrink wrap tubing. These can usually be found in variety packs. The larger of the sizes will be the one you use most commonly in laptop repair. These are placed over the repair area on the wire or cable. They are basically rubber tubes that you cut to your specifically needed length. Then heat the tube to shrink it to the size of the wire or cable being repaired. The sixth. Copper foil tape. A less common item used, though you will eventually need this if you are repairing laptops on a regular basis. This will be used for motherboard PCB repair and more commonly used for DC jack, C-ring replacement or repair. The seventh. Adjustable pliers. The eighth. Liquid flux. We'll rarely use this on a DC jack repair to gently wiggle the jack loose from desoldered contact pads. You will find other uses for this tool, so it is a good tool to add to your collection. For this tool, I recommend that you get both a paste form and the liquid pen form. Both are readily available on local store for a small price, yet are hard to find locally at a store. You can try shopping at Radio Shack for flax paste, but doubtful they have the flax pens. The ninth, plastic prying tools. These will be needed for almost every laptop repair procedure. When able, you will always use plastic over metal to disassemble or work on the laptop or any electronic component. There are various kinds that are used and needed. A guitar pick is the most used tool, not a flimsy pick, rather a slightly thicker guitar pick that can withhold bending back and forth numerous times. 10. The 10th, 2-part plastic or metal epoxy glue. Epoxy glue. You will find many varieties of these products and will have to choose the best one for yourself. I typically use the black or clear mix, as it has a long drying time. It will allow more strength over time and hold up to heat exposure. This will be used in many areas of the laptop, and being that a laptop motherboard is self-grounded, it can be used directly on the PCB to cover components or traces. A common use for this epoxy A common use for this epoxy is for DC jack repair, as it will be used in the last step and applied to the jack's rear end and sides to help secure it to the motherboard. Also, this will be used to brace the jack when the laptop's lower case's DC jack holding cage breaks, in brackets, common issue for Toshiba newer model laptops. The 11th, thermal paste. You will only be using silver thermal paste in a laptop, never ceramic paste. Laptops will use two cooling sources, either silver paste or a thermal pad. Pads will be hard to repurchase, and silver thermal paste will be readily available for sale everywhere. If a part or component originally used a thermal pad, it is highly recommended that you keep using a pad and not switch it out to using paste. These pads also are used to cover a gap which is left for that specific part for thermal expansion and contraction. The 12th, 30 to 50 watt soldering iron. $30 to $50 watt soldering iron. You can use any brand of these, and they are typically disposable. I recommend that you do dispose of the cheaper soldering irons after 10 or so uses, or get yourself some thinner to refresh the tip. I do recommend a 50-watt iron for laptop component repair, as it will allow for better flow of the solder due to the higher temperature output. The 13th, solder. The average rosin core solder will do. Get yourself 1 ohm solder. Any thicker and it will apply too heavily. The 14th, toothbrush. This, believe it or not, is the second most used tool in laptop repair. Toothbrush. Yes, a toothbrush. You will use this on each and every laptop you repair. Why, you ask? The toothbrush is used to clean any and all parts and components in and on the laptop. Cleaning the laptop parts as you repair is detrimental to the longevity of the laptop's life. It is used to clean the keyboard, the motherboard, and any case part. More detailed usages will follow throughout this book and should be applied as instructed. Toothpick, the 15th, toothpicks. These have many uses and are a handy tool to have nearby. Used to apply fluxes, used to apply epoxies, also can be used to help plug or unplug certain ribbon, cables, or thin wires. The 16th, circuit board cleaning solution. WD-40. This solvent is used to clean the motherboard, and I will clarify its uses throughout this book. WD-40 is more readily available to purchase and can surface. Again, I will also explain how to properly use WD-40 to clean components, remove flux, and so forth. The 17th, thin-tipped black permanent marker. This is used often to mark screw holes or to mark the areas of damage on the laptop's parts. The 18th, multimeter. Multimeter. The 19th, heat gun. This can be bought at your local home improvement store, and you will find a wide variety of quality choices. For a beginner, it is okay to purchase the cheapest multimeter to learn its uses and familiarize yourself with it. The better the quality, the better the final results of your repairs will be. On average, you want to use at least a heat gun with switchable settings, one that will produce temperature of 700 to 800 degrees. I use a Ryobi heat gun, 120 volt, 11 ampere, temperature 200, from 200 to 1100 degrees Fahrenheit. The 20th. Heat gun add-on tips. You will find for sale on any local electrical store or the web tips for the heat gun. These are the same or similar to the tips used in professional rework stations in brackets. I'll explain what a rework station is later in the book. There are a lot of different tips you can buy and a lot of different sizes to choose from. You will buy these according to your specific needs. I personally use the cone telescoping tips and the square GPU covering tips. Chapter 2. Parts of the laptop.